Meet Natalie. She makes me feel like a lazy bum. She takes her passions and real life experiences and actually helps young people navigate the real world. She'll tell you that. Nat?
Back to what I was saying.
Nat, go ahead and...
If I smile too much, my eyes disappear.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's 3 things that people deal with: trust issues, feelings of unworthiness, or loneliness. For me, it was worthiness. My rock bottom came when I was on exchange, and I was in an abusive relationship. I was sexually assaulted while I was there, and I kept it a secret because I was ashamed. It's not something that we talk about a lot in our culture or in any culture. I tried to drown that out and forget about what had happened by partying and doing things that would make me forget. I was in a really, really dark place because the pain inside was just like so great. I didn't know how to escape it. And that was the night that I called and I scheduled an appointment to go to counseling. And I just went in with 2 questions. 1, how did I get myself in this situation? Because I truly believe that we attract everything into our life. And 2, I want to know how to never repeat this ever again. And it took me 1 year to figure out the answers to that. It wasn't just like, rainbows and things after that. And yet it changed my entire life because I know that nothing that I go up against is going to be harder than that. Use your pain for a purpose. We all have a story.
Yeah.
And that story can either, like I said, be a source of strength, or it can be the one thing that debilitates you from reaching your goals. TIPS is a transformational and empowerment program for first-year college students. And it's all experiential. So we'll do an exercise, for instance, we break boards with our hands. So we'll write down what's holding you back or your fear about just life in general. And it's in a really supportive environment, and we'll just smash through those boards, and then we reflect upon that, how did that feel and how can you use that as a source of strength going through your life. What I realized is it's not what people think. People think, oh, students need to be more academically prepared. They need more financial aid. What I've seen that students really need over the past 14 years of being a student myself and then going through these various camps, more experience with resiliency training. What happens when you fail that test? Or what happens when you skip class and you don't get the assignments that you need? What happens when your boyfriend breaks up with you, or your parents decide to get divorced and you're in college? All of these things can either serve as stepping stones to make us stronger, or they can serve as a stumbling block to knock us down. Just reminding yourself that you have intrinsic worth and you don't need exterior things to validate that worth. That was the answer for me.
Doubt is just a way of overthinking.
I don't want the good part of myself to have the reaction that the bad part of myself wants me to.
Self-esteem will get you through all that.
When all these thoughts are going through my head, it's at this point where I have to slow myself down and say, calm down. Don't beat yourself up over this.
There's always going to be stupid people that are not going to like what you present.
The one thing that I've learned in my 17 years on this planet is that you always have to believe in yourself.
Your mind is a cruel thing, and it plays a lot of tricks on you.
Give yourself a little credit. You're cooler than you think you are.
Truly take a step back and really, really look at yourself.
Thanks, dog.
We all have those moments when we have negative self-talk or we're scared to do something. And for me, that happens on a daily basis.
Hold on, wait a second. Positive self-talk, negative self-talk. This is all starting to sound just a little familiar.
Positive self-talk has taken me a long ways.
If all these people are saying it, there must be something to it.
There's this awesome class and they talk about this concept. They call it drunk monkey. And what it is that voice in our head that tells us we don't have enough experience, we're too young, or we tried that before and it didn't work. They're the beliefs that we hold that don't help us move forward. In fact, they hold us back. So the way that I kind of get over all of that is by not listening to myself, but talking to myself. So I will say affirmations around what I want to create in my life. And by using those affirmations, then I'm able to overcome the drunk monkey. I'm not listening to what the drunk monkey is saying. In fact, I'm listening to what I'm saying to myself.
This is not breaking news. Opportunities come in all shapes and sizes. You've heard it 1,000 times before. But the trick is when they come, you gotta pounce on them like a cheetah. I mean, look at Natalie. She got her claws into that, and now she helps a lot of people by taking the hardest parts of her life, turn them into a positive for others. You can too. Just get them claws out. I'll beat you in a race.